Good morning, everyone. It's October the 6th, 2015. Time to kick off another trading day. Not much news overnight. The overnight markets are really relatively pretty quiet. Not a lot to talk about. The big news out there was Germany's factory orders fell 1.8%. They were looking for a plus 0.5. The Volkswagen woes will continue to exacerbate Germany's problems for sure. So again, it's just another piece of information that the world global economy is slowing, and with all that goes with that. And what's driving the stock markets and holding them up? Well, things are getting so soft or bad economically that every central bank in the world has to do the same thing, or at least keep doing what they've been doing, buy stocks. So that's where we find ourselves. Today is the 3-year auction. If the ES goes down, it's going to be hard to buy treasuries on the cheap. So the focus will be the direction of the E-mini. We have trade balance looking for minus 48.6. Not usually a big mover, but last month it came in like at 42 billion, less than 42 billion, and everybody got excited about that. Normally it's in the 45, 48 area. Got the IBD TIPP Economic Optimism Index at 44.6. No one pays a lot of attention to that either. And then we've got Gallup's ECS at minus 13, which does not bode well for retail spending. So the news that we'll get today, pretty minimal. Direction of the E-mini I think is primal, and we have the 3-year auction. So we're dealing with a P in the overnight session. It is pointed higher. We've got volume up at 03, so our first sell is going to be 3 to 7 on the assumption we can get through the buck. Then 11 to 15 for sell 2. On the buy side, 25 to 29, fairly aggressive. Like to get it done in the lean against the 24 area, but a lot of it just depends on what the E-mini is going to do. And then 21 to 17, picking up where support has been at the end of last week on Thursday and Friday. So like the buy side, because of the 3-year auction, if the E-mini starts to sell, we're going to have to pay up. And I think best support's in the 20 to 24 area. Would like to buy against that if possible. Okay, the knob spread strengthened a little overnight. Big money's playing it from the long side. Kind of right in the middle of the distribution. Got a London high of 23. So it is a P. Volume's above times, so we'll go for 23 to 27. Sell 1. Then 3 to 7, sell 2. On the buy side, last rotate down W period stopped at 12, so 9 to 13, buy 1. That's very, very aggressive, but it's where support is. Then 29 to 01 for buy 2. Lean against yesterday's lows. Okay, gold kind of went sideways last night. Resistance held, didn't really test support or where I had support. Kind of holding if you put it all together. Looking at a pretty strong P. Go to your longest line of letters and do a split. So issue is, can we get through 40 and then hold that level? So The sell's going to be the same, 39 to 41. Lean against 40, maybe stops above that. And then 44, 46. 45, 47. This little bulge area up here would be the next sell place. On the buy side, I'd like to get it done. Yesterday's rotate stopped at 32. We're at 38, so 33 to 35 is where we start out. That's buy 1, and then 28 to 30 buy 2. Picking up this area right over there. Okay, all the guessing out of the Middle East is when will Russia start a ground campaign? The Russians are not a gentler, kinder form of war. And one of the things that came out of the Afghan war was napalming villages, napalming people that they catch out in the open. War is horrible. War is ugly. But you've got to scare the devil. You've got to break the will of the other person, and you don't do that by our rules of engagement and the rest of it that are designed to get our people killed, not their people killed. So ISIL, whatever you want to call them, if Russia does go out and put troops on the ground, they're competent. They're not like having Iraqi or Iranian troops on the ground that just basically charge whatever the structure happens to be, and they don't care about casualties. So ISIL is about to get a rude awakening if that's what happens. Okay, we had hoped to buy the 75 area. We just went a tick below yesterday's lows, and the market's come up. Buying out of London came in the 95 area. We're at 38. Last rotate down was 12, so 12 to 10. 12.10 is buy 1. Yesterday's date session high was 54, so 50 to 60 sell 1. And then we'll make it 90 to 113. I mean, it's really a 112 minus 113 plus market when you get right down to it. And we should play it that way. If they do happen to break the overnight session lows, the London low, my guess is we're headed for 1150, so we'll put buy 2 at 1150. Crude held in last night. Even articles out that the bottom is in crude right now. I hope the bottom is in. It just great contributor. There's a lot of reasons. It's a great contributor of high-paying jobs. It helps get our independence. You know, if you think about all the money we send to the Middle East and to Russia and all these other places, that a lot of it gets used against us. I mean, we fund the terrorists and the operations that are against us. So if we just came in Canada and the United States, Mexico would probably cooperate too and went for it. Then China and Russia could have all the oil that they wanted, and we wouldn't be funding all those activities. But of course that would be too elegant a solution. 46.75, 47, that's where resistance is, sell 1, on the assumption we can get through 50. It is a P, it is pointed higher. London's low held at the 45.75 area. 45.75, 45.50 by 1. And then 45, 45 and a quarter by 2. And the E-mini. I think the E-mini today could actually sell. It is pointed higher. It is holding yesterday's gains. If we put it all together, that's what it looks like. And we've got a saddle formation right here. So selling the 75, 78 area, buying the 60 to 65 area. You can make a fairly strong argument for that. So I think we do have a chance to sell today, so we'll start off playing it that way. And we're going to make our first sell 75 to 80. Then we do have some resistance at 85, 87, 85, 90 for sell 2. On the buy side, 60, 65. And we're going to play for this volume that's right here and that volume that's right there in a saddle formation. And then 50 to 55 for buy 2. Today's news, trade deficit 48.6. Don't usually pay attention to that. Comes in at close to 40 billion, 41 billion. They would look at oil imports first, and they would look at imports for Christmas. And then when they have the IBD tip at 44.6, again, no one pays any attention to that. It's not a tradable piece of news. And the Gallup ECS at -13. Okay, it'll take a bit to get everything written and posted. I will be back with you as soon as possible.